Interpolation is the term used for predicting a value of a variable from within the range of given data. So if you look at in this graph, the number of days ranged from 3 days to 14 days. So making a prediction for 11 days is an example of interpolation. Whereas extrapolation occurs when the value of the variable being predicted is outside the range of the given data. So making a prediction for 15 days is an example of extrapolation. Predictions involving interpolations are considered to be quite reliable. The predictions involving extrapolation should be treated with caution because they are relying on the trend of the line based on the behavior of given data set. Reliability of predictions. When predictions are made, it is useful to know whether they are reliable or not. If the line of best fit is used to make predictions, they can be considered reliable if the number of data values is large. The scatter plot indicates reasonably strong correlation between the variables. The predictions are made using interpolation. Let's look at an example. The population of town over a period of 10 years is shown in the table. The time is measured in years from the start of 1990. If t is 1, that means it's the start of 1991. Use a spreadsheet to illustrate the data on the scatter plot and add the trend line and show the equation of this line. In this part, I'm going to show you how a spreadsheet can be used to illustrate the data on a scatter plot. So based on the previous slide, I start entering the data under columns time and population. For time, I need to add numbers from 1 to 10. Instead of typing 10 numbers, I can type 1 and 2. Then select these two cells, and when there is a plus in the corner, drag it down to number 10. Now I need to enter population. So 3,400, 4,100, 4,500, 'Once the data is entered, select these both columns where the data is, click on insert, and then click on a chart type which is scatter. The first option is the best. Change title, for example, versus time. Click on this graph and you will see a plus sign next to it. When you click on plus, you can add access titles. So access title, time in years. This one could be population. Now to add a trend line or the regression line, again click on the plus sign and the last option is trend line. Now this is the trend line or line of best fit. Right click on the trend line, click on format trend line, scroll down the right panel. There is an option display equation on chart. So the equation is y is equal to 495.76x plus 3013.3. From the spreadsheet, this is the scatter plot and the trend line. So equation is y is equal to 495.76x plus 3013.3. I could all easily replace y with the letter P, which represents population, and the letter X with T, which represents time. Part C. Use this equation to predict the population after 4.5 years. So the process is you write down the equation, replace the letter T with 4.5, and calculate the value of P. So in this case, population will be 5,244 after 4.5 years. Part 2. After 7.5 years. So replace T with 7.5. So population will be 6,732 after 7.5 years. Part 3. After 12 years, replace T with 12. So the population will be 8,962 after 12 years. Part 4. At the start of 2007. Now here we have to first find out the number of years. So if you take the difference of 2007 and 1990, which is 17 years. So the population will be 11,441 at the start of 2007. Now part D, which of the answers in part C is or are the least reliable? Give reasons for your answer. If you go to part C, so in first case T is 4.5, second case 7.5, in third and fourth, both T values are out of the range of given data set. Therefore, part 3 and 4 are least reliable because they are based on values outside the measure range. Part E. Use this equation to estimate when the population was 5,000. So you just write down equation, replace P with 5,000 and solve for T. So T is 4.007. So population will be 5,000 if you add 4 to 1990, so during 1994. So when will the population reach 10,000? So this time you replace P with 10,000 and solve for T. So in this case, T is 14.09. So the population will be 10,000 during 1990 plus 14, which is 2004.